The Rock is reportedly looking to stay with WWE after WrestleMania. The Wrestling Observer newsletter said this. The belief as of right now is that WrestleMania 40 won't be The Rock's only match in the year of 2024. There is definitely a push to have him work at least one Saudi Arabia event this year. Featured on SmackDown for consecutive weeks. If he wrestles a few matches between WrestleMania 42 would be nice, and I'm assuming Seth Rollins would eat the pin. After that, it could be The Rock and Cody having a match I would book for SummerSlam where the WWE title is on the line. That can end with Roman Reigns officially turning babyface and leaving the bloodline. I can't believe we're living in a time where The Rock is more than just a regular part-timer who shows up once a year. He's probably not going to be a true full-time performer, but him showing up consistently and having multiple matches is wild to see. I would have never predicted this. We might be seriously living in the greatest WWE era of all time, and we need to seriously appreciate this moment. Staying on the topic of The Rock, another report came out about him and his segment for next week's episode of SmackDown. Up next week's SmackDown, live from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm told this idea has been brewing for weeks with a possible announcement of it tonight on SmackDown. The Rock really is going all out with this heel run. It is incredible stuff to see. The Rock's concerts are always a blast, and I think next week's segment is going to be the same. It's going to be no different. Bloodline Rock being a mix of corporate and Hollywood rock was a genius move, and I love it. I really hope that he doesn't turn babyface after WrestleMania and turning on Roman, because I think that he's much better as he's money. And what she said on the Kicks and Rocks Wrestling podcast. Let's roll the footage.
All I know is that I handled it like a CEO, like the boss that I am, with my head held up high. Wow. And I can't say nothing but amazing things to WWE. I'm so thankful for the career that they gave me, the fans that they, so many dreams, and I got to chase and live them all. I know I'm gonna be back there one day, okay? So it's not over. Like I said, I have a lot of unfinished business in wrestling.
I found it odd that she said this right before she's even making her AEW debut. It makes it sound like she's literally saying, I'm going to wanted to hear something like that, then I gotta be happy with it. For example, someone like Jon Moxley and his loyalty in AEW is one of the reasons why he's so loved by the AEW audience. The fans love him because of that. And if I'm AEW, I would honestly make her a heel if the fans start to boo Sasha because of this. A heel Mercedes acting like she's only there to make money below. In other news, a fan asked John Cena about Dave Meltzer and his star ratings, and this was John Cena's reply.
My question is, you got a 4.5-star match against AJ Styles. Would you come back to the ring to get that 5-star classic again?
So, how do I put this? That is a great way for those to try to get equity and try to get noticed. It's a great rank. Is to make sure that everybody who paid a ticket had a good night. And if that gets me a 0-star match, I still know in my heart of hearts that I am.
I think Cena answered this perfectly. I completely agree with him. At the end of the day, it is not about Dave Meltzer. It is about the fans in the buildings and the fans watching at home, and if they come out happy. It's not really about his ratings, in my opinion, are completely pointless. I don't care about it at all. I don't even, like, when people talk about it, I don't know why. It just doesn't make sense. That is what John Cena should have said, but knowing John Cena, he's too nice, so, you know, he kind of said that, yeah, it's kind of bizarre to have a WrestleMania 40 match, and this is what she said. I hope I can be there physically and not just on the poster. Jade Cargill's name is coming up, and I've seen Tiffany. My road to WrestleMania looks a lot different, but I'm treating it like any other year. I would imagine that she will be at the show and wrestling in some capacity because she is on all the posters, but if she doesn't end up making it, that would be kind of whack. Bianca is one of WWE's biggest stars, and a match with Tiffany Stratton would be fun, so let's do it. I don't want to see her and Jade Cargill actually wrestle this year. I wanted to before, but it's too late to really book anything. There's not much of a story. That match is too big, and I think you got to save Bianca and Jade for either SummerSlam or WrestleMania 41. Probably WrestleMania 41. The WWE should book instead Tiffany and Bianca in a singles match. That would be fun. Maybe you can even make it a tag team match and add Bianca and Jade, making that a tag team. I wouldn't mind seeing that tag team just go on to destroy everyone and win the women's tag belts. The point is, get Bianca on the show. There's been an update on the Sammy Guevara suspension. The Wrestling Observer said this regarding Sammy Guevara's AEW suspension. Apparently, Doc Samson came back to check on Jeff Hardy after Sammy Guevara landed on his face because at the time there was a fear of a concussion. Guevara was told not to go right to the finish. Instead, he continued the match and ended up using his GTH finisher, which ends with a knee to the head. The feeling was that if there was a concern about a concussion, that he should have ended it right away and also not done the GTH. There's another version of the story that defended Guevara, stating it was a miscommunication between the parties. Before we got those details, it really didn't make sense why Sammy Guevara was suspended, but now that we do get those details, it makes a lot more sense if that is true. Then again, we have to hear the other version of the story defending Sammy. We got to hear both sides. I would like to hear it, so hopefully it comes out. If it doesn't, I guess we'll just have to wait till he's unsuspended. We also have an update on Kenny Omega and his health. Omega said this on his Twitch during a stream. It's been really touch and go, and I was feeling great for, I would say, like a week or two. So for 2 weeks, I was doing great. Then I ran into a little bit of a roadblock, and I had to get some emergency treatment again. This isn't a great update, but hopefully we get better news in his next update. Kenny Omega clearly put his body on the line each week, even though he was injured for the fans. So the only goal for him at this point is to get healthy for himself. Then it should be about getting back in the ring if that's what he desires to do. So get well soon, Kenny Omega. And the last thing we need to talk about is Okada's AEW contract. According to Tokyo Sports, Okada signed a 3-year deal with AEW for about 2 billion yen, and that equates to about $13.5 million, resulting in about $4.5 million per year. That is a large amount of money. I'm sure he deserves it, but that's just really crazy to see. That's the great thing about AEW. People are getting paid. Okada is one of their biggest investments. I wonder how much Mercedes is getting paid. Anyways, because that is a lot of money for both Okada and Mercedes, I hope that it really works out great for AEW in the end. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next video.